Hello everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am showing you my entire physical TBR. So in my last video, I did a bookshelf tour. It took me many hours over many days, and I showed you over 1,000 books. However, I did not show you my physical TBR. There are 2 bookcases over here and a book cart that I did not show you that are unread. I have over 500 books that are unread. Now, granted, this is actually down a lot from previous years. One of my goals this year is actually to get it under 500. I don't have like a specific number goal except for I want less than 500 books on here. I would love it if I could fit my entire owned TBR on these 2 shelves, because I actually showed you some of the TBR books in the previous video, because I have some TBR books like Star Trek and Stephen King stuff over there on those shelves, things that are supposed to be read, but I don't have enough room over here. Or I actually also took off my 25 books I want to read in 2025. I'll leave that video linked down below in case you did not see it, but that's 25 books. Granted, I've already read some of them this year, but that's 25 TBR books that also are not on these shelves. They're somewhere else because they don't fit. So that's my goal, but that is what we have here. What we're gonna go through today is all of my entire owned physical TBR. One other thing I want to do is, if you guys watch my TBR games, I roll a colorful die to pick books. One thing that I've done in the past, and because I did not do a bookshelf tour or physical TBR thing last year, I stopped doing it at the end of last year, beginning of this year, but I do desperately want to do it again, is give you the ability to pick some of those books that go on my TBR. Yes, you get a poll pick if I roll a blue. However, I used to have it, and I want to do it again. If I roll a red, I have other people pick my TBR. So one of the cards that I want to put back into that game is a viewer pick. So what that means is, in this video right here, I'm going to be telling you about every single book that I own. You can leave a comment down below. This could be 1 book per comment, 1 comment with a ton of options, whatever you want to do. But if I roll a red and then pick a card that is for a viewer pick, I'm coming back to the comments of this video and randomly picking one with like a random comment generator. And that means you specifically get to pick a book for my TBR. So keep that in mind. Comment down below if you see anything that you either want me to desperately read because you loved it or hated it, or you're not too sure about it because you haven't read it personally and you want me to read it, talk about it in my wrap up, maybe do a vlog on it. Let me know, but like leave a comment down below, because I have, like I said, over 500 books here to show you today that I definitely need to read. So tell me what I should prioritize, no matter what the reason is. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we're starting at the top shelf of the TBR books, and we're going to be starting with comics, graphic novels, and manga. And the first ones that we have here are the Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot comics. The first volume started in 2019, and this is Volume 2, Once Bitten, Volume 3, From Beneath You, the Hellmouth crossover with Buffy and Angel comics, Volume 4, Frenemies, Volume 5, The Biggest Bad, Volume 6, Secrets of the Slayer, Volume 7, The World Without Shrimp, Angel, Volume 1, Being Human, Volume 2, City of Demons, Angel and Spike, Volume 1, All the Devils Are Here, and Volume 2, What's Past is Prologue, also Willow, and Chosen Ones. We also have Firefly, The Unification War, Part 1, Kodoja by Keith Foster, Ava's Demon, Book 1, Reborn, and Book 2, Aftermath by Michelle Fuss, Once and Future, Volume 3, The Parliament of Magpies, The Wicked and the Divine, Imperial Phase Part 1, and Imperial Phase Part 2 by Kira and Gillen, Joyride, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 by Jackson Lansing, Descender, Volume 2, Machine Moon by Jeff Lemire, Adventure Van by Ryan McMillian, Low, Volume 3, Shore of the Dying Light by Rick Remender, Wayward, Volume 4, Threads and Portents by Jim Zub, Urban Animal, Volume 1 by John Amore and Justin Jordan, Born Sexy Tomorrow by VVBG, Bang Bang Boom, Volume 2 by Melanie Schoen, A Sign of Affection, Volume 9 by Sue Morishita, Princess Jellyfish, Volume 8, and Volume 9 by Akiko Higashimura, Witch Hat Atelier Volume 6, and Volume 7 by Kamome Shirahama, Your Lie in April Volume 10, and Volume 11 by Naoshi Arakawa, Tsubasa Volume 2, and Volume 3, as well as XXX Holic Volume 2, all by Clamp, The Demon Prince of Momochi House Volume 9, Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, Volume 13, Volume 14, Volume 15, and Volume 16 by Aya Shoto. And then we will be starting all of the adult books on the TBR. The Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams, Conventionally Yours by Annabeth Elbert, Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes, The Fiancé Farce, and Hang the Moon by Alexandria Bellafleur, Book of Night by Holly Black. Moving down, Iris Kelly Doesn't Date, and Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, Love Light Farms, and In the Weeds by B.K. Borison, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, Kilman Creek, Wolf Hunter River, Bitter Falls, and Heartbreak Bay by Rachel Kane, The Last Hour Between Worlds by Melissa Caruso, The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, A Closed and Common Orbit, Record of a Spaceborne Few, and The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers, We Could Be Heroes by Mike Chen, The Whispering Dead by Darcy Coates, Shipwrecked, Teach Me, and Sweetest in the Gale by Olivia Dade, You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria, Heir of Ashes by H.M. Darling, Beast Protocol, and Aurora and the Dragon by A.L. Davidson, The First Bright Thing by J.R. Dawson, The Red Scholar's Wake by Alette de Botard, The Book Eaters by Sun Yinyin, Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca, Barbarian Mine, and Barbarian's Prize by Ruby Dixon, Best Hex Ever by Nadia El Fassi, Hot Summer by Elle Everhart, Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. Okay, moving down again. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett, It Devours, and The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your Home by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Craner, Firefly, The Magnificent Nine, The Ghost Machine, Generations, Life Signs, and Carnival, Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore, Game On by Ceresia Glass, Prince of Air and Darkness by M.A. Grant, Prince of Sorrows by Kellen Graves, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood, Outdrawn by Deanna Gray, Husband Material by Alexis Hall, Starling House by Alex E. Harrow, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley, Loath to Love You by Allie Hazelwood, Ink and Sigil by Kevin Hearn, An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson, Act Your Age, Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert, Terminal Alliance, and Terminal Uprising by Jim C. Hines, Canadian Boyfriend by Jenny Holiday, Under the Mistletoe with You by Lizzie Huxley Jones, Seer from the Green by Lauren Jankowski, The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. Okay, moving down again. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly, Junker 7 by Olive J. Kelly, Maya's Laws of Love by Alina Kawaja, Raven Song, Heart Song, Brother Song, and Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klune, Babel, and The Burning God by R.F. Kwong, How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwong, Heroine Worship by Sarah Kuhn, Stars Collide by Rachel Lacey, The True Love Experiment, and Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, Dragon Falls by Davis Lavender, X's and O's by Amy Lee, The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong, Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee, Always Only You, Ever After Always, With You Forever, Everything for You, If Only You, and Only and Forever by Chloe Leese. Okay, moving down again. The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd Jones, The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean, Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske, The Vanishing Throne, and The Fallen Kingdom by Elizabeth May, Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister, Across the Green Grass Fields, Where the Drowned Girls Go, and Middle Game by Shauna Maguire, The Nishan Smile by C.J. Murwild, Un-London by China Mieville, Polaris Rising by Jessie Mihalik, Sleeping Giants, Waking Gods, and Only Human by Sylvain Nouvelle, Do You Dream of Terra 2 by Temi O, Battle Royal by Lucy Parker, She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, Cry of Metal and Bone by Elle Penelope, Riffs and Refrains by Daphne Perry, Night Film by Marisha Pessel, Witchmark by C.L. Polk, You and I Rewritten by Chip Pons, A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, And the last shelf on this bookcase, Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Rowanhorse, This Spells Love by Katie Robb, The Boyfriend Project by Farah Rashan, Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose, Monsters Within Men by TJ Rose, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, The House Across the Lake, The Only One Left, and Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, The Final Empire, Steelheart, and Firefight by Brandon Sanderson, The Fragile Threads of Power, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, The Christmas Fix, and The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score, The Song Rising by Samantha Shannon, Fantasy of Freedom by Kelly St. Clair, Murder Road by Simone St. James, Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling, Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson, Tempest by C.L. Stone, Ring by Koji Suzuki, House of Frank by Kay Sinclair, Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh, Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne, and Starship Repo by Patrick S. Tomlinson. Okay, and then we're moving on to the second bookcase. We will still be having some adult titles. The Cabin at the End of the World, and Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay, The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Turton, Where Peace is Lost by Valerie Valdez, Space Opera by Catherine M. Valente, A Highlander for Hannah by Mary Warren, The Murderbot Diaries Volume 2, and Witch King by Martha Wells, Thunderbird, The Raptor and the Wren, and Vultures by Chuck Wendig, Mr. Magic by Kirsten White, Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolfe, The Story Collector by Evie Woods, Earth Flown by Frances Wren, Season of the Dragon by Natalie Wright, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and Muses and Melodies by Rebecca Yaros. And then we're moving into the young adult and middle grade TBR. I did put some on this shelf because I needed the space. Bad Girls Don't Die, and From Bad to Cursed by Katie Allender, Twinchantment by Elise Allen, Amari and the Despicable Wonders by B.B. Alston, Icarus by Kay Ankrum, The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew. Okay, moving on down. Heart Still Beating by Brooke Archer, Killer Instinct, and All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, Among the Ghosts by Amber Benson, White Cat, Red Glove, and Black Heart by Holly Black, Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, Paper and Fire, Ash and Quill, Smoke and Iron, and Sword and Pen by Rachel Kane, Honor Bound, and Honor Lost by Rachel Kane and Anne Aguirre, The Angel Room by Lee Call, The One by Kiera Cass, A World Without Princes, and The Last Ever After by Soman Chinani, Into the Crooked Place by Alexandra Christo, The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeko, Chain of Thorns, and Secrets of Blackthorn Hall by Cassandra Clare, The Fowl Twins, and The Supernaturalist by Owen Colfer, Practical Rules for Cursed Witches by Kayla Cottingham. Okay, moving down again. Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher, Scorch by Gina D'Amico, The Fandom by Anna Day, Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castel, Legendborn by Tracy Dion, The Disasters by M.K. England, Inkheart by Cornelia Funke, Black Hole Sun, and Invisible Sun by David McInnes Gill, Invictus by Ryan Groudon, Wild is the Witch by Rachel Griffin, The Similars by Rebecca Hanover, The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris, Hearts That Cut by Kika Hatsapolu, A Falling Star, The Quest, City of Chaos Revenge, and Daughter of Hades Endangered by Danny Hoots, We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson, Fat Witch Summer by Lizzie Ives, Zara by S.J. Jones, Dare Mighty Things by Heather Kaczynski, Spark and Spirit by Bridget Kemmerer, Fire Falling, Earth's End, Water's Wrath, and Crystal Crowned by Elise Kova. Okay, and going down again, An Heir of Frost, and A Queen of Ice by Elise Kova, Skullduggery Pleasant by Derek Landy, Autobiography by Christina Lauren, Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand, Alat's Away by Darcy Littlebadger, Flesh and Bone, and Fire and Ash by Jonathan Mayberry, Basics of Spellcraft by Elsie Mawson, The Prince and the Apocalypse by Kara McDowell, A Dream So Dark by L.L. McKinney, Flawless Girls by Anna Marie McLemore, The Forgotten Five Map of Flames by Lisa McMahon, Flashback, Legacy, Unlocked, and Stellar Loon by Shannon Messenger, Into the Heartless Wood by Joanna Ruth Meyer, Cress, and Winter by Marissa Meyer, The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, Unbreakable by Elizabeth Norris. Okay, moving down again. Painted Devils by Margaret Owen, The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, The Echo Room, and Where Futures End by Parker Peavy House, Final Friends Book 3, The Graduation by Christopher Pike, Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston, Bone Crier's Moon, and Bone Crier's Dawn by Catherine Purdy, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School by Sonora Reyes, The Trials of Apollo, The Hidden Oracle, and The Dark Prophecy, Magnus Chase and the Guards of Asgard, The Sword of Summer, and The Hammer of Thor, The Sun and the Star, and Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Chalice of the Gods by Rick Riordan, Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell, Erased by Jennifer Rush, A Dark and Drowning Tide by Allison Saft, Blood Like Magic by Lyselle Samberry, Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, The Other Merlin by Robin Schneider, Key of Arcandus by Lauren N. Sefcik, Through the Zombie Glass by Gina Showalter, and then we're onto the last shelf of this bookcase, Witch Ball, Swordplay, Fatal Charm, and Magician's Muse by Linda Joy Singleton, 11 Thumps and the Gateway to Fu by Obert Sky, Beauty's Rose, and The Little Mermaid's Voice by Shauna Slayton, Black Dawn, Witchlight, Huntress, Soulmate, and The Chosen by L.J. Smith, Beneath the Citadel by Destiny Soria, Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater, Halloween Night Books 1 and 2, and The New Year's Party by R.L. Stein, Love's Cruel Redemption by C.L. Stone, The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, Given by Nandi Taylor, Celestial Monsters by Aidan Thomas, Tarnished Are the Stars by Rosie Thor, Yamihara by Mizuki Sujimura, The Merciless 3, and The Merciless 4 Last Rites by Danielle Vega, Slayer by Kirsten White, For Better or Cursed by Kate Williams, Running with Lions by Julian Winters, In Nightfall by Suzanne Young, Now Entering Adamsville by Francesca Zappia, Song of Silver Flame Like Night, and Dark Star Burning Ash Falls White by Amelie Wen Zhao. Okay, so it's already taken me a couple days to film, as you can probably tell by the outfit change and the fact that my hair is up. But we now have mass markets. So this entire cart here is mass market TBR. I figured the easiest way to do this is to just hold them up for you, so that's what we're gonna do. So starting up here, we have the Everworld series by K.A. Applegate. We have Book 1, The Search for Senna, Book 3, Enter the Enchanted, Book 4, Realm of the Reaper, Book 7, Gateway to the Gods, Book 11, Mystify the Magician, and Book 12, Entertain the End, Grim Space by Anne Aguirre, Once Upon a Charming Bookshop by Heather Lee Bell, Night Chaser by Amanda Boucher. I have no idea what order these ones go in, but we have Tall, Dark, and Daring, Tall, Dark, and Deadly, Tall, Dark, and Dangerous, Tall, Dark, and Fearless, and Tall, Dark, and Devastating by Suzanne Brockman, Sunstorm by Arthur C. Clarke and Stephen Baxter, The Lost World by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Nightwalker, Day Hunter, Dawnbreaker, Pray for Dawn, and Wait for Dusk by Jocelyn Drake, Spider's Bite by Jennifer Estep, Nova by Margaret Fortune, Into the Fire, Shades of Wicked, Wicked Bite, The Beautiful Ashes, The Sweetest Burn, and The Brightest Embers, all by Janine Frost, Feed by Mira Grant, Something from the Night Side by Simon R. Green, Smoke on the Water, and Heat of the Moment by Laurie Handeland, The Goblin King by Shona Husk, Touched by an Alien by Ginny Cook, Forever Odd by Dean Koontz, Deadly Curiosities by Gail Z. Martin, Mass Effect Andromeda Nexus Uprising, and Annihilation, Rosemary and Rue by Shauna McGuire, The Game Board of the Gods, and The Immortal Crown by Rochelle Mead, House Immortal, and Magic to the Bone by Devin Monk, A Firefighter's Hidden Truth by Tara Taylor Quinn, Her Best Friend's Wedding by Christine Rimmer, Never Let Me Fall by Abby Rhodes, Empire of Silence by Christopher Rucchio, Creature by John Saul, Between by Carrie Schaefer, Home for the Holidays by Jennifer Wilk, Faking a Fairy Tale by Terry Wilson, and The Monstrumologist by Rick Yancey. Okay, and then like I said earlier, I do have some things that we already saw in the previous video that are still on my TBR. So we're coming over to the Stephen King shelf. The Eyes of the Dragon, Blaze, Dr. Sleep, Dolores Claiborne, Rose Matter, Full Dark No Stars, The Tommy Knockers, The Bazaar of Bad Dreams, Just After Sunset, Bag of Bones, Lissy's Story, Mr. Mercedes, The Green Mile, The Drawing of Three, and The Institute. And then the only other place we're going to look at today are the Star Trek shelves. Some of these are red, most of them are not. And we're going to start with the Star Trek Adventures, The Price of the Phoenix by Shonja Martrock and Myrna Colbreth, Devil World by Gordon Eklund, Perry's Planet by Jack C. Haldeman II, and then moving on to the Star Trek Original Series, The Entropy Effect by Vonda N. McIntyre, Blackfire by Sunny Cooper, Corona by Greg Bear, The Final Reflection by John M. Ford, Uhura's Song by Janet Kagan, Ishmael by Barbara Hambly, Demons by J.M. Dillard, Deep Domain by Howard Weinstein, Dreams of the Raven by Carmen Carter, Strangers from the Sky by Margaret Wander Bonanno, Bloodthirst by J.M. Dillard, The Idic Epidemic by Jean Laura, Time for Yesterday by A.C. Crispin, Spock's World by Diane Duane, Vulcan's Glory by D.C. Fontana, Double Double by Michael Jan Friedman, The Cry of the Onlys by Julie Klass, The Lost Years by J.M. Dillard, The Kobayashi Maru by Julia Eckler, Doctor's Orders by Diane Duane, Renegade by Jean Deweese, The Rift by Peter David, Faces of Fire by Michael Jan Friedman, Probe by Margaret Wander Bonanno, Ice Trap by L.A. Graff, Death Count by L.A. Graff, Shell Game by Melissa Crandall, The Starship Trap by Mel Gilden, Windows on a Lost World by V.E. Mitchell, From the Depths by Victor Milan, The Great Starship Race by Diane Carey, Prime Directive by Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens, The Patreon Transgression by Simon Hawke, Crossroad by Barbara Hambly, The Better Man by Howard Weinstein, First Frontier by Diane Carey and Dr. James I. Kirkland, Twilight's End by Jerry Ultian, The Rings of Tati by Dean Wesley Smith and Christine Catherine Rush, The Janus Gate by L.A. Graff, and Mission to Horatius by Mac Reynolds. Okay, and that should be it for today. All of my owned TBR minus those 25 books to read in 2025 that are wrapped up so you guys can't see them. I do have those. If you really want to see like my entire TBR, you could always go onto like my Goodreads or something, but like I have a whole video on those. So don't forget to leave a comment down below if there's anything in my TBR that you think I should prioritize, because I am going to be adding those cards into the TBR game again. I am so excited for that. And so if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!